In this video, we're going to go through on Taunan School 2024 Primary 5 End of Year Examination Mathematics Paper 2. So let's get started on the first question over here. Okay, so it says here Merlin had 3.45 meters of string. Okay, there's a dot over here. She used 102 centimeters or 1.02 meters. Right, there's a clue of it to tie a parcel and cut another 4 pieces of string, each 33 centimeters long, to wrap some presents. How much string did she have left? Okay, so in this case, we want to convert 3.45 meters is equal to 3.45 times 100. So be 345 centimeters, right? So this is what she have at first. So string at first is 345 centimeters. Okay, so now the next thing is she used 102 centimeters to tie a parcel. So after parcel, which is basically 345 minus 102. Okay, and in this case we will be left with 243. If I'm not wrong, let's use the calculator. 345 and then minus 102. This will give us 243 centimeters. So then 4 pieces of string is equal to 4 times 33 centimeters, which is equal to 4 multiplied by 33. This is 132 centimeters. Okay, so what is string left? So string string left. All right, so string after the parcel. Okay, so string left is equal to 243 minus 132. Okay, so 243 minus 132. Okay, this will be 111 centimeters, which is equal to how many meters? Then we divide it by 100. This will be 1.1. So 1.11 meters. So that's the answer. 1.11 meters. Here you go. Very nice answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 2, it says here the pastry takes 27 minutes to decorate a cake. And this range how much time is needed to decorate a cake. So it's hours in minutes. So one cake is equal to 27 minutes, right? So 8 cakes, right, is equal to 27 multiplied by 8. So use your calculator. Okay, so 27 multiplied by 8. Okay, this gives you 216 minutes. All right, so this is how many hours? Okay, 216 minutes equal to how many hours? Right, is equal to divided by 60, right? 3.6. So that's 216 divided by 60 is equal to 3.6 hours. So 0.6 hours equal to 0.6 times 60, right? Let's get it. So 0.6 times 60. Okay, 0.6 multiplied by 60. This is actually 36 minutes. 36 minutes, right? So the answer to this is 3 hours, okay, and 36 minutes. There you go. Alrighty. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 3. The figure is made up of 4 identical squares. Find the sum of angle K, angle M, and angle N. Okay, so let me just put this thing over here so it's easier to see. Okay, and angle N. Okay, so first I want to make the obvious one. So we have M, right? I'm gonna make this red. So M is essentially is half of a square, right? In this case over here, right? Okay, so it's half of a 90-degree angle. So angle, right? M is basically half of 90 degrees, and this will give us 45 degrees. Okay, in this case over here. Right. So now the next thing that I want, okay, so I'm going to make this rate easier. Okay, so now K and N actually are around the same angle. So if you were to see, let me make this green. Yep. So N over here, right? N is like this, right? So this over here is basically half of the, uh, okay, right? Half of the, what do you call this rectangle over here. So actually K in this case over here, right, is, I'm gonna make this purple. Okay, make this purple over here. So K is also here actually. Oops. Let me put my X, and then this is also K, right? Right, so K is actually over here as well. So angle K is the angle beside angle N, right? So that means angle K, right, plus angle M, angle N is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so in this case, angle M, right? So the whole thing, angle K plus angle N. Oh, okay, give me this. All right, plus angle M, right, is equal to 90 plus 45, which is equal to 135 degrees. That's what you see over here. So that's the answer, 135 degrees. Okay, right. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. Right, so question number 4. The figure is made out of two rectangles, A and B, overlapping each other. Given that 1/6 of the rectangle is shaded while 1/4 of the rectangle B is shaded, what fraction of the figure is unshaded? So we can say that 1/6 of rectangle, 1/6 of A is equal to 1/4 of B. So this means this is the equal fraction concept. Okay, so in this case over here, what we're gonna do is, since okay, so that means if numerators are the same, then convert to fractions, to units. So convert to units. Okay, units. So that means A total is equal to 6 units. Then B total is equal to 4 units. Okay. So in this case, then what is the total? So total figure units is, since one is overlapped, one unit of area is overlapped. Wait, left, correct, right? Yes, which is equal to, which is equal to 6 plus 4 minus 1. Okay, which is equal to 9, right? Total figure unit. So unshaded. Okay, so I don't have space. Okay, so unshaded is equal to 9 minus 1 equal to 8. So fraction of unshaded is equal to 8 out of 9. Okay, so I will say in this case, A total, okay, actually A total is 6 units, B total is 4 units. So easier way is to say, yeah, okay lah, right? A unshaded is equal to 6 minus 1 equal to 5. Okay, and then B, the easy explanation would be this. B unshaded is equal to 4 minus 1 equal to 3, right? Then unshaded. So total figure area is equal to, so I'm going to write this, is equal to A unshaded. We also know that shaded is equal to 1 unit, right? So 5 units, 5 units, and then we have 3 units over here. Okay, so in this case, total figure area is A unshaded plus B unshaded, okay, plus shaded in this case. So I'm gonna put this over here, right, like this. Okay, so that means A unshaded is 5 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 9, right? So total unshaded is equal to 5 plus 3 equal to 8 units. Okay, so yeah. Okay, and then this one. Okay, A plus B unshaded is this, and then we have this as well. Okay, A plus B unshaded, then yeah, fraction of unshaded is this, in this case over here, right? So I'm gonna put this. So this, I would say, makes a lot more sense, right? Okay, because yeah, we want to know how the number of shaded area in terms of units are in this case. Okay, so hopefully this make a sense. Yeah, it's already, the first few questions already really challenging. Okay, hopefully the other questions are better. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. Jolly decorate the room with green and blue lights. The green light blinked every 6 minutes, while the blue light blinked every 8 minutes. Both lights were turned on at the same time. After how many minutes did all the lights blink together for the 7th time? So if you see this kind of question, you can do the listing method, right? So in sense, so this is green, right? Green will do, green light will do 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, dot, dot, dot. Okay, then for blue, okay, we have 8, 16, yeah, 16, 24, 32, right, dot, dot, dot. So basically, first we need to list all timing intervals, right? List all timing intervals, and then after that, uh, and get the same timing, right? Which is in this case over here, 24, right? 24 and also 24. Okay. So in this case, that means at 24 minutes, right? Both green and blue blinked at the same time. Okay, so right. Okay, so now we know that 24 blinked at the same time. So if they need to blink on the 7th time, that will take, in this case will be 24. So one time to blink together, to one time blue and green blink together at the same time. Go to no, first time will be 24 minutes. Then 7th time will be 24, 7 times 24, and in this case this will be equal to 7 multiplied by 24, 168 minutes. All right, and that's it. That's the answer. So 168 minutes. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 6. 3/5 of the tank was filled with water. Another 7 liters of water was poured into the tank, and some water overflowed. What was the volume of the overflowed in liters? So we are looking for overflowed. Okay, so we want what we want is uh we want to get 3/5, right? Height, which is basically 25, 3/5 times 25. Okay, 25, which is equal to this should be 15. So 3 divided by 5 times 25, this will be 15 centimeters. Okay, so volume of water with 3/5 height, like this. Oops. Oh yeah, correct. Okay, is equal to length times breadth times height. So length is 29 times 24 times height is 15. Okay, so we use a calculator, multiply by 29, 24. This is 10, 10,440 centimeter cube in this case over here. All right, so now we know this is the water that is being filled up. Then what is the total volume of water tank is equal to in this case 25 instead. Okay, I'm gonna put length times breadth times height just for good measure. So 29 times 24 times 25. This will give us 29 to 25, 17,400. Okay, so you also want to convert this into no need lah, centimeter cube, right? So that means remaining is equal to oops 17,400 minus 10,440. Okay, so let's calculate that as well. Minus 10440, and this will give us 6,960. Right, 6960. Okay, and then overflowed. So I'm gonna put here as well. 7 liters equal to 7,000 centimeter cube. Right, so I'm gonna copy this as well. So overflowed. Oops. Overflowed is equal to 7,000 minus 6,960 is equal to, in this case, will be 40 lah. Right, so 40 centimeter cube has overflown, right? So either 40 centimeter cube or 0.04 liters. Doesn't matter which one it is. Okay, that's it. Let's move on to the next question. So okay, question 7. Mr. Low took a taxi from home to his office. His taxi fare was based on the charges shown. First kilometer is 440, additional 500 meters. Mr. Low traveled 3.4. How much was his taxi fare? Right, so first 1 km is equal to dollars 4.40. Okay, then remaining is equal to 3.4 minus 1. This will give you 2.4 kilometers. So a number, or a number of every additional 500 meters or less block is equal to 2.4 divided by 500. So we can just round this up to 2,400 meters. So 2,400 divided by 500. Okay, and this will give us 2,400 divided by 5. This go 480. Wait, sorry. 2,400 divided by 500. This will give us 4.8, 4.8, and then we round up, right? This will give us 5 blocks. So that means, right, in this case, remaining remaining cost is equal to 5 times 0.35. This will give us, so 5 multiplied by 0.35, this will give us dollars 1.75. And lastly, from this, right, total will be 4.40 plus 1.75, and this will give us plus 4.4 dollars 6.15 in this case over here. Right, so that's the answer, $6.50. Let's move on to question number 8. Okay, so Madam Sue paid $26.40 for 15 pairs of scissors and 9 pencils. The total cost of a pair of scissors and a pencil was $2.40. Find the cost of a pair of scissors. Okay, so we're going to use, in this case, simultaneous equation. So let's S be scissors, C scissors, right? And let's P be pencils, right? So in this case, we know that the 15, 15 scissors plus 9 pencils is equal to dollars 26.40. Okay, and then 1 scissors plus 1 pencil is equal to dollars 2.40. Okay, so what can we do over here? So we can multiply this by 15. Okay, so 15 times 1s plus 1p. Right, and then equal to 2.4 times 15, or I'll use 15 again, 15 times 2.4. Okay, so we have 15 times 2.4. This will give us $36, right? So that means in this case, this will be 15s plus 15p, right? 15p is equal to $36. Okay, so with this, what we can do is we can subtract. So the simultaneous equation, right? So 15s, right? 9p, and 50s plus 15p will be this one. Okay, so we can minus this. All right, we're just gonna put like this. Okay, and then we have a minus sign over here. Okay, so we can 15p minus 9p. This will be 6p, right? 6p, which is equal to 36 minus 26.4. Okay, 36 minus 26.4. This will give us $9.60. Okay, so that means 1p, right? I'm gonna just put this whole thing like this, right? Okay, so from here we can get 1p is equal to 9.6, and then divided by 6. This will give us 16, right? If I'm not wrong. Okay, so dollars 1.60. So since we know one scissors is this, right? Then one scissors is equal to 2.4 minus 1.6, right? This will give us 80 cents, dollar 0.80. Okay, so that's the answer. Find the cost of. So that's the answer. The answer is 80 cents over here. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 9. Mrs. Lim bought some beads for Ahmad and Bala. For every 8 beads Ahmad took, Bala took 5 beads. In the end, Ahmad had 216 more beads than Bala. How many beads did Mrs. Lim buy? So this is, I call it grouping method. Right, so for this, we know that for every 8 beats, Ahmad took 5. So let me just maybe draw like this. So Ahmad, and then after that, we also have Bala, right? So in this case, okay, let's draw this. Okay, so we have 1. So for every 8, so 1, oops. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we have 5 that Bala took. So, okay, copy and then we will paste here. Okay, Bala took 5. So that means the difference is, what's the difference? In this case, the difference is 3. Oops, 3 beats. Okay, so from here, we also know that Amma had 216 bits. So we can say this is like one group over here. Okay, move, boop, red. Nope. So this one will be just like one group, right? One group, this black. So one group is this. One group. So we'll say one group has 3 beats difference. So 3 bits difference, yep. So that means number of groups with 216 bits difference is equal to 216 divided by what is this called? 3. Wait, let me put here 216 divided by 3. This gives us 72. 72 groups. Okay. So how many bits did Mrs. Lim buy? Okay, so 3 bits difference. We also know that one group is equal to total is group total is equal to 8 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 8 plus 5, which is equal to 13. So 72 groups total is equal to 72 multiplied by 13. Okay, then this will give us 936. 936. Okay, there you go. So the answer is 936 groups. I mean beats. Beauty beats. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 10. Why I can't zoom in? Okay, so the figure below is made out of identical rectangles. How many more rectangles should be shaded? So the ratio of shaded rectangles to the number of shaded is 3 is to 5. Okay, so I'm going to write this down because currently not a big fan of sentences. So shaded to unshaded is 3 is to 5. Okay, so we want to get the number, total number of, what do you call this? The length and the height. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 rectangles long, and then this is 3 rectangles, right? 3, I'm going to put here as 3 rectangles. Okay, all right. So that means total rectangles is equal to 3 times 8 is equal to 24, right? Then current shaded is equal to, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 over here. So to so basically new shaded in this case, so total units is equal to 8 units. To shaded units is equal to 3 units. Right, so that means shaded triangles, okay, which is equal to 3 out of 8 times 24. This will give us 9, right? So we can go 3 divided by 8 times 24. Okay, this will give us 9 triangles. Okay, so that means what's triangle number of triangle to be shaded is equal to 9 minus 6. This will give us 3. There you go. So that's the answer. Okay, so we need 3 more triangles to be shaded to get the ratio over here. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 11. ABC and XYZ are identical right angle triangles. The total area of the shaded part is 130 centimeters square. Find the area of the unshaded part. Okay, so if this is 12 and this is 17, that means this is 12. No, this is 17 centimeters and this is 12 over here. Okay, so this is 12 centimeters. So This is something that you need to take note. Okay, so total area of the shaded part is 130. So that means um, basically area, let's get the area of triangle first, right? Area of triangle is equal to uh, half times base, can be anything and can be any height because it's a right angle, right? So half times base, let's put 12 lah, times 17. Okay, this will become 1.5 times 12 times 17. This is 102 centimeter square. Okay, so from here we also know that the total area of the shaded parts is 130 centimeters, right? So basically overlapped overall overlapped part, okay, is equal to, so if you overlap something is basically in this case right, two so I want to say is basically the area of a triangle, right? Okay, so area of triangle, okay, is equal to shaded part plus overlapped or unshaded part. Okay, so unshaded part. So one area of triangle is equal to shaded part equal to unshaded part. So in this case, the shaded part, I just put, no need one, just put area of triangle. So shaded part is equal to area of triangle minus unshaded part. The part. Okay, so we know that the shaded part, so there's only, this is one shaded part, so one shaded part. So then that means if two shaded parts over here, okay, is equal to, that means this is two area of triangle, right? Two area of triangle, then minus two unshaded parts. In this case over here, right? So one area of triangle is equal to one, yeah. Okay, so does it make, okay, so I can remove this actually, right? So let me just put this over here. Okay, so I'm gonna put like this. So one shaded part. Okay, so the shaded part over here is equal to 130 minus equal to 2 times 102, then minus 2 unshaded part, like this. Okay, so that means 130 is equal to 204 minus 2 unshaded part. Okay, so in a way 2 unshaded part is equal to 204 minus 130. Okay, which is in this case, let's use our calculator. 02, okay, 0.533, okay, multiply by 2 minus 130, this will be 74. Okay, and lastly, one unshaded part is equal to 74 divided by 2, this will give you 37 centimeter square. There you go, that's the answer. Okay, so the answer to this is 37 centimeter square. All right. Okay, it's quite a lot. Okay, let's move on. I'm gonna move this a bit near. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 12. All right. So EFGC is a trapezium, right? It's a trapezium with EF, okay, parallel to CG. EF is parallel to CG. That's what I see over here. Okay, so ABCD is a square. CE, where is CE? CE is equal to BE. So this one is equal to BE. That's what I see over here. Okay, I'm going to make this straighter. All right, so and CEF is 90 degrees. All right, so find FGC. FGC. So this one, right? Okay, so I'm going to make this read so we know that this is what we are looking for. Okay, so in this case, we also want this to look a little bit nicer. Okay, Alrighty. So from here, can we get FGC? So we know that if this is 90, this is also 90, right? So I'm just going to write this down. ECG angle. Actually, no need. It's just, yeah, it's one mark. Okay, so it's actually opposite. So F, oh, I need to, okay, like this. Okay, so EFG is 110. So that means we minus, yeah, so, okay, no need, right? So angle FGC is equal to 180 minus 110. This will give us 70 degrees. That's it. That's it. The answer for FGC is 70 degrees. All right, let's move on to the next question. Right, so yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Find part B, find CBE. So I'm gonna highlight again in red. CBE is this part over here. Okay, this is not in red. I want it in red like this. Okay, so CBE. Okay, in this case over here. So we know that CBE is also equal to this also, right? So CBE is equal to BCE. So we also know that this angle over here is 90 degrees. Okay, so I think from here we kind of can get the answer. Okay, so let's get this angle. I'm gonna make this purple. Right, let's get the purple angle. Oops, purple angle. Which is this whole thing. Right. So the purple angle is DCG. So angle DCG, okay, is basically 360 minus 230. And what would this give us? This will give us 130. Double check. So 360 minus 230, 130. Great. So we know that this over here is 130 degrees in this case over here. Okay, so now we know this is 130 degrees. Then the next thing is we can get this little what do you call this so the next angle that we want to get is this little angle over here. Okay, so let me draw this out. So this little angle, so we know that 130 is the whole thing, and then this thing is 90 degrees, so we can get the green angle. Okay, so in this case the green angle is DCE, right? So let's do that. So angle, right, DCE, okay, is equal to, we have 130 minus 40. This will give us, sorry, 90, not 40, 90. This will give us 40 degrees. That's what I see over here. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. This is 40 degrees. All right. Okay, so another thing, we also know that, okay, this gets a little bit more messy, which is we also know that this angle over here is also 90 degrees, right? And we know this whole thing is what do you call this, 130, right? So we can get, let me get a blue one over here. So the blue one over here, right? So 130 minus this 90 again, right? So this is BCG, right? So okay, I'm just gonna write the same thing, right? BCG is equal to 130 minus 90, okay, over here. And this is also 40 degrees in this case. All right, so now we know that this is 40, this is 40. We can get the red one, which is BCE, right? So BCE is equal to, since we know this 2, this 130, so 130 minus 40 minus 40, this will be 50 degrees. So let's double confirm with our calculator. Minus 40, right? 40 minus 40, 50 degrees. So we know that the red one is 50, right? Okay, I'm gonna put here the red one. 130 is here. So this will be 50 degrees. That means CBE, BCE, not BCG. BCE, right? BCE is 50. That means since triangle CBE is isosceles triangle, right? Okay, that means angle BCE is equal to angle CBE, which means this is equal to 50 degrees in this case over here. So the answer to this is 50 degrees. All right. Okay. In another color. All right. Let's move on to the next question. All right. Question number. Okay. I've got to put this. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 13. Okay, so 13 says the interest rates Rise Bank and Shine Bank pay on the amounts deposited are shown. Okay, very realistic. Okay, so Rise Bank 1% up to 50k, above 50k 2.5. Same goes here. Right, so Mr. Ali wants to deposit $90,000 into a bank. Which bank, Rise Bank or Shine Bank, should he deposit his money so that he will earn more interest at the end of 1 year? What is the difference amount of interest earned between the two banks? So two questions, right? Okay, so first we need to know how much is the interest. How much is the interest in both banks with dollars 90,000? Okay, so first for Rise Bank, Rise and Shine, Rise Bank. Okay, so first up to 50k and above 50k. So for Rice Bank will be Rice Bank interest is equal to 92.5% times dollars 90k. So I'm gonna copy this 90k over here like this. And what would this become? Okay, so 2.5% times 90, 123. This will give us 1,250. Okay, so this rise bank interest. Next one will be Shine Bank. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine Bank is equal to 1.5%. Okay, so 1.5% multiplied by 90,123, 90,000. So it's 1,350. So 1,350. So in essence, for Ali, if he wants to deposit in 1 year, he would rather Rice Bank has more interest. More interest at the end of 1 year. Okay, so what is the difference in the amount of interest? So difference is equal to 2250 by 0 minus 1350. Okay, so 2250 minus 1350 is equal to $900. Dollars 900. Okay, so that's the answer. So what bank? Rice Bank, right? And $900 in terms of difference in this case over here. Okay, let's move on to the next what do you call this? The next question. Question 14. Ooh, a lot of words and numbers. Okay, so the table shows the ferry schedule to Bintan Island from Trust Marine Ferry Terminal, Singapore, Indonesia to Singapore. Okay, so we have a bunch of ferries. Okay, so note Bintan Indonesia time is 1 hour behind Singapore time. So if it's 1 p.m. in Bintan, it will be 2 p.m. in Singapore. Mrs. Lim is planning for a ferry ride to Bintan on an Wednesday. A local tour guide will pick her up at 1:30 Bintan time. Okay, which operator should she choose to purchase her ferry ticket in order for her to arrive at the time nearest to 1:30 Bintan time? All right, so first what we need to do is we want to convert 1:30 to Singapore time. So if it's 1 p.m. in Bintan, it will be 2 o'clock in. So it's 1 hour more. So 1330 Bintan in Bintan. Okay. Is equal to 1430 in Singapore. Okay. So It is because we are referring to the Singapore time. So we want when we need to meet in Singapore time. Okay, which is 1430. Okay, so over here we want to so make sure that it is on a Wednesday. All right, so that means we will look into this. Okay, so now we want to see what will give us 12 or sorry 2:30 or 14:30 once we arrive. So for BR ferry over here, okay, BR ferry and 1 hour 10 minutes. So if I want to write down here, BR ferry. So we have 1310 plus 1 hour 10 minutes. So this will give us 1420. Okay, so hours. Okay, 1420. Okay, so which is also very close. Okay, let's try another one. This and this 1310. Oops, with Majestic Ferry. Okay, so Wednesday as well, 1 hour 40 minutes. So same thing. Majestic Ferry is 1310, same thing, but 1 hour 40 minutes. Okay, and this will give us 1450. Okay, which is not what we want. Okay, so this will give a next right, red color, right? So what about okay the RS? I think yeah lah. So usually we will just choose in this case 1220. Yeah. So yeah. So the answer to this is this. Let me put a tick over here with a green. Boom. So the answer is BR ferry in this case. Okay, let's move on. What will be the departure and arrival times of the ride? So departure time in Singapore time for this part two, A part two, departure time is 1310. Okay, 1310, and then arrival time in Bintan time. So okay, so this one, okay, so BR ferry 1420 in Singapore time. Okay, let's say arrival. Okay, arrival in Singapore time, which is also is 1320 in Bintan time. So this one is okay. We want to arrive very close to 1:30. So before 1:30 lah. Okay, the local tour guide will have to wait for at least 20 minutes if Mr. Lim chooses this operator. The local tour guide will have to wait for at least 20 minutes if Mrs. Lim chooses this operator. So which operator is it? So that means in this case over here, the tour guide picks up at 1:30. So tour guide picks up at uh, picks up at 1330 Bintan time. Okay, or 12:30. So you see over here lah, right? So in this case, I think we already also tried. Majestic picks up at 1430 in Singapore time. Okay, so 1430. So Majestic Varieties is 1430, 1450. So difference is equal to 1450 minus 1430 equal to 20 minutes. So there you go, Majestic Ferry. Majestic Ferry, why is so late? Okay. Okay, that's it. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 15 over here. So the average mass of some boxes was 66 kilograms. When Jane recorded the mass of these boxes, she wrongly indicated one box mass was 95 kilograms when it should be 59 kilograms. As the result, the average mass was wrongly calculated as 69 kilograms. How many boxes were there? All right, so what I'm going to draw is some visualization to better understand this. So we know that everything is correct except for one box, right? So the wrong calculation is that 95 kg instead of 59 kg. So I wrote like this. But we know there is a number of boxes equally, but it's just one box that's different. So if we calculate the difference, so total difference, right? This is the total difference, which is 95 minus 59. Okay, and this will give us, okay, let's calculate 95 minus 59. If you calculate, this actually will give us 36 kilograms, okay, kg. So I also want to share something as well, is that the thing is that total weight is equal to average weight times number of boxes. Makes sense, right? So that means, right, the total difference is equal to the average difference times number of boxes. So do we know the average difference? Yes, we can. So it's 66 and 69 kg. So that means the average, right, difference is equal to, then we have 69 minus 66, 69 minus 66 kg, right, is equal to, in this case, 3 kg. So that means if we were to put everything down, 36 kg is equal to average difference 3 times number of boxes, right? So from here, I think we can get the number of boxes. This is equal to 36, and then we divide it by 3. This will give us 12. So we have 12 number of boxes in this case over here, right? So yeah, that's about it. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Question number 16 over here. So I'm going to put here 36 kg. Right, so 16 over here, it says at the marathon, 4/7 of the runners were male, 3/4 of the male runners, and 30 female runners completed the race. 2/5 of the runners did not complete the race. What fractions of the runners who completed the race were females? All right, so what we can do is we can have to write down male, total male is equal to 4 over 7, and then total female is equal to 1 minus 4 out of 7. This will become 3 out of 7. All right. So now the next thing is that out of the total male, 3/4 of the male runners completed the race. So male completed the race. The race is equal to, in this case, 4 out of 7, and then times 3 out of 4. So we multiply both, 12 out of 28. Okay. And then we divide this by 2. It's 6 out of 14. And then we can divide it by 2 again. No, 14. This will be 3 out of 7. Okay, in this case over here. Male completed the race, right? So we also know that 2/5 of total. So total runners not completed is equal to 2/5, and then total runners completed, not no same lah, but not completed is equal to 1 minus 2 over 5, which is 3 over 5. Okay, so in this case over here, what we can do next is, so the next thing is we can actually convert to units, and let's assume what do you call this, total runner completed, or total runners, is equal to, in this case will be, we want to concentrate on male completed runners is 7, and total runner completed is 5. So 7 and 5, which is 35 units. Runners, in this case, lowest common multiple of 7 and 5, which is, in this case, let's assume total runners are 35 units. Okay, so from here, total runner completed units is equal to 3 out of 5, times 35. This will be 21 units. So let's double check. 3 out of 5 multiplied by 35. Okay, this is 21. And meal completed there is, right? In this case, is equal to 3 out of 7 times 35. 35. This will give us 6 units over here, right? Okay, let me double check. Not 6, this is 7, 5, 15, 15 units, right? So let's double check. So 3 divided by 5 multiplied by 35. This will give us 23 out of, no, 3 out of 7 multiplied by 35. This will give us 15. So female completed the race, right, is equal to 21 minus 15. This will give us 6 units in this case over here. Right, so from here, I think we can get the fraction. So fraction is equal to female. So we want to get female who completed the race. So completed is basically female completed the race is equal to 6 out of 21, which is divided by 3 will be 2 out of 7. Okay, in this case over here. So that's the answer. 2 out of 7. Okay. Okay, so for part B, how many fewer female runners than male runners were there in the marathon? Okay, so we know that total runners, in this case over here, is right. Total runners completed is equal to 21 units, right? So female completed the race is 6 units, right? In this case over here, okay. We also know that the female completed is 5 units as well. So female completed the race is 30. Okay, we have 30, right? 30 as well. So that means 6 units is equal to 30, right? So with that in the marathon, so we assume that there's a total of 35 units, right? So 1 unit is equal to 35. 30 divided by 6, which is 5. So that means the total 35 units is equal to 35 times 5, which is, let me put the arrow here. 35 times 5 is equal to 175. Okay, so now from here, total male, we also have this, right? Total male and female, which is this. Okay, so that means the difference, total difference, is equal to 4 over 7 minus 3 over 7. This is going to be 1 over 7. So that means fewer females is equal to 1 over 7 times 175. Okay, so divided by 7, this will give us 25. There you go. So the answer is 25 females. Okay, let's move on to the last question, question 17. So the numbers below represent the seat numbers at the theater. That's what you see over here. The first 5 rows of the seats arrangements are shown. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, and 21, 23, 25, 27, 29. Okay, find the greatest seat number in row 9. So these are odd numbers, right? So basically everything is plus. In this case, 1 plus, plus 2, plus 2, that kind of thing. Okay, so to find the pattern over here, right? So what we can do is we can see each individual numbers, right? So I would say that it's still not very clear. So in this case, if I were to say that, because you can just write down, right? So row 1 is equal to 1, okay, and then row 2 is equal to 3 and 5. Then row 3 is equal to 7, then 9, and then 11. Okay. So first, I think the very obvious one is that each individual, I would say, um, increment in each row is plus 2, right? So you have this plus 2, plus 2, right? So we just put it simply like this, right? This is plus 2, this is plus 2, okay? Right, so we know that anything in the row is just plus 2 from the starting number. Okay, so I want to write this down. Okay, so let's make it small. Any number in each row is just plus 2 from starting number. Okay, that's number one. Okay, so that's number one that we know. Right, in this case, any number in each row is just plus 2 from the starting number. Okay, same goes with this as well, right? So this is 21, 23, 25, 27, right, 29. Okay, very straightforward. Okay, so at the same time, 5 seats. We also know that, okay, um, any number. So next is also, this is, I guess, number one, right? So number one, any number is this. So number two, not dollars two. Number two is that number of seats is equal to row number. Okay, so the example, row 5, row 2 has 2 seats. Okay, like this. Okay, pretty straightforward. Okay, now I think this is something that's hopefully you can already like see right from this. Okay, so now how do we get the how do we get the starting number? So let's care about the starting number first, because we don't really need to care about the plus 2. If you have already done this kind of pattern question, then I think, yeah, it's okay. So row 3 is 7, okay, and then row 4 is 13, right? So what do you think? So usually go from row number and figure the pattern, right? Okay, so row 4 is 13, and then row 5 is 21. Row 5 is equal to 21. So in essence, right, if we were to minus, okay, so this is not minus, sadly. This is, I will just put an equal sign here. So I could put this medium. Okay, so let's start from row 1. Okay, so row 1 is just 1 plus 0. So 1 plus 0. Okay, let's start simple. Okay, row 2 is equal to 2 and then plus 1. Okay, row 3 is 3 and then plus 4. Row 4 is 4 plus 9. Right, 9. Okay, and then row 5 is 5 plus 21. So 16. Something like this. Right? So can you see a pattern here still? Okay, so in this case, 1, 4, 9, and 16, what is the thing over here, right? So I would say that, if you've done this before, so 1 is equal to 1 plus 0 times 0. Okay, okay. Do you see it? Do you see it? Then next one is, right, 2 plus 1 times, sorry, this one, 2 plus 1 times 1, and then 3 plus 2 times 2, and then 4 plus 3 times 3, and then 5 plus 4 times 4. Okay, so hopefully now this makes sense, right? So that means, right, that means row n is equal to n plus, so 0 is what? So in this case, 1 is basically n minus 1. I'll just put here a bracket, and then times n bracket n minus 1. right? Minus 1, like this. Okay. All right, so this is row n. Okay, so this is starting number. So I'm going to put here starting number, right? Small. Then I'm going to put this row over here. So how do you get a starting number like this? Okay, so starting number is this, right? So row n is this, right? N minus 1 plus n minus 1. Okay, and then that's the row number starting. So that means row row 9 is equal to 9 plus, and then you have n minus 1, which is 8 times 8. Okay, and plus plus. Okay, and what would this give us? So row 9 starting number is starting. So row n, I'll just say starting number is equal to this. So row 9 starting number is this. Okay, so let's use the calculator. 9 plus 8 times 8, oops, multiply by 8, this will give us 73. So this is 73. So we also know that every individual, really or no space here, but every individual number over here is plus 2 according to number of seats. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so well, I really need to reduce this down. Let me put this as small. Okay, right, so this and this is over here. Okay, I can put this as well like this. All right, so this is the starting number. So this is greatest seat number, right? So in this case, row 1 is still 1, row 2 is 5. Okay, and then row 3 is what is called this 11, and then row 4 is equal to 19, and then row 5 is equal to row not 6, 5 is equal to 29. Okay, so we know the starting number for each is this, right? 1 and 3. Okay, so greatest seat number is this. So I'm just gonna put this as like this, right? And again, greatest seat number is this. So we have, that means from 3 to 5 is plus 2, then 7 is to 11, right? So I'm going to put the arrow. Okay, 3 is to 5, 7 is to 11, arrow. Okay, like this, 7 is to 11. And then this one is 13 is to 19. Then row 5 is 21, arrow. Wait, 21 is to 29 in this case over here. Okay, so greatest seat number, right? So in this case, 1 is to 1. That's what I see over here. Okay, so now from here, it's basically what, right? So in this case, 1 plus 0 equal to 1, right? In this case, then 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, and then 7 plus, 3, 3, so this is, always go for the row number 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. No, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Okay, and then 7 plus, what is this? 7 plus 4 is equal to 11. And then 13 plus 6 equal to 19. And then lastly, 21 plus 8 is equal to uh, 29, right? Okay, so from here, what we can do is, okay, I also want to put in brackets. So that means over here is just 1, 2 times 2 times 1 minus 1, right? Which is equal to 0 in this case, right? There's a lot of steps here, right? 2 times 1 minus 1. Okay, and then 2 times 2 minus 1, then 2 times 3 minus 1, and 2 times 4 minus 1, and then this one should be 2 times 5 minus 1. Okay, so 2 times 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 5. Okay, 8 is basically 5. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, so that means let me remove the row 5 so I can have space. Okay, right. So that means row n, row and so row 9 is equal to, in this case, 73. So 73, okay, plus and then bracket 2 and then times we have 9 minus 1 bracket, okay, equal to, so 73 plus bracket 2 multiply by 9 minus 1. 2, oh, okay, so this should be not this, so just 2 times, but bracket the minus, okay, bracket bracket bracket. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so 2 times bracket 9 minus 1, which is basically 18. 16. So cancel everything first. Okay, plus 2 times multiply by bracket 9 minus 1 and then bracket. This will give us 89. Whew. So that's the answer, 89. Okay, damn. Let's move on. Wow, this first part is already, it's a lot. Okay, Maya's seat number is 53. Which row is she seated at? Okay, so we want to know 53, where is she at? Okay, so let's go to the starting number over here. We can honestly just guess and check from this onwards. So let's say row 6 is equal to basically starting number is equal to 6 plus 5 times 5. In this case is 31, right? 6 plus 5 times 5 is 31. So not row 6. Okay, let's go to row 7. Row 7 is 7 plus 6 times 6. Right, in this case, okay, so we have 7 plus 6 times 6, right, 43, right, still no. Then let's move on to the next one. Row, should be row 8, since row 9 is 73. Okay, but we'll see, maybe I'm wrong. So row 8 is basically 8 plus 7 times 7. So in this case, 8 plus 7 times 7 equal to 57, right? So that means it should be row 7 now. So seat number 53 is in 7 because starting row 8 starting number is 57. Okay, so that means row 7. 7, right, row 7. Row. Okay, let's move on. Can I make this bigger? Yes, we can. Next one will be if each of the statement below is either true, false, or not possible to tell from the information given, put a tick to indicate your answer. Okay, the seat number in the theater is always an odd number. Yes, correct, it is. So this is definitely true. Okay, for a seat capacity of 210, at least 21 rows are needed. Okay, so seat capacity of 210. So we know row 21. So let's get this over here. So row 21. So we know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so row 21 has 21. Let me put here. Has 21 seats. So that means total seats is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 dot 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 plus 19 plus 20 plus 21. Okay, so in this case, total seats. All right, so which means this is equal to uh, 22. All right, and then oh no, we have, since this is odd, we have 21 times all right, sorry, uh bracket 20 divided by 2 and then plus 1. Okay, so 21 rows are needed for a capacity of 210. So 21 times 20 is 210 plus 21. Okay, in this case, 20 divided by 2, 231. 21 equal to 231. Okay, so total seats for 21 rows is this. Okay, in this case over here, can I put it somewhere that I can put? I heard it. Okay, row 21 seats, so that means it's false. Right, okay, there you go. All right, that's about it. A very, very tough paper. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down what are the things you want me to go through next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.